Good evening, CALLOUS Invitational 3 fans. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Got some good sets here. I have two different sets from the winner's bracket, starting with this one. Lycomedes against Astamatitos. Now, this one was originally intended to be narrated by Disno, but something came up for him. He can't. The details are a little bit unclear. Just something about he found a new boyfriend and they're going to some chocolate factory to pack fudge or something along those lines. I don't remember exactly what it was, but Disno is unable to narrate this, so you guys are stuck with me. This is, like I said, Asta on Lyco. On paper, this is a mismatch. Asta is this huge name superstar who has been around forever, who is one of the preliminary tournament favorites, who is probably a favorite in any ADV tour that he enters, and has been one of the most, if not the most, consistent ADV players over the course of many, many years at this point. Lycomedes does not have nearly the resume, is not nearly as known. People on Smogon might not even know who this guy is, but he has very quietly and modestly been one of the better ADV players over the past couple of years. And one of his hallmarks is he has stepped up and taken a beating to some of the top players. He tends to up his game to the level of his competition and really give great players a run for their money. We saw Lyco take down Soulwind, great player, 2-0 in the first round, and Asta went through Cyber Odin. That series went 2-1. So I'm really excited for this. Like I said, I mean, it's not a David versus Goliath per se, but certainly Asta would be considered the favorite here. But do not underestimate the Norwegian fan favorite Lycomedes. And here is game one in this best of three. So Lyco will be on the bottom. He's got a meta lead against Asta, who also has a meta lead on the top. Lyco immediately busting out Charizard on turn one. That is one of Jabba's favorite pokes, if not his favorite poke. We'll see what kind of damage that can do. Pulls back to the bulky water here, and wow, neutral hidden power doing that amount of damage. That's got to be a choice band Mence for Asta, and I'm sure Lyco immediately picks up on that information. So he gets out of the way, because he would die if Mence just stayed in and went for it again. He went to his flying resist in meta. Asta one step ahead of that, took the opportunity to get Purred in, and it shows us right away that it's Endeavor Purred. Endeavor doing 44% to this Lax here as Body Slam pops the sub. There is no Sand in play right now, which is a very important piece of what Endeavor Purred is trying to do. We end up with Starmie on Metagross now. Now Charizard comes in, trying to come in on Earthquake ideally, but this works as well. Comes in on Celebi, which is great. Here's Coon, and Charizard is going to sub up on that. He might get roared away here, but he gets to do some damage first. Of note, Charizard does not have lefties, so he might have a Pataya Berry, which Asta's got to be aware of. Surf pops the sub after Hidden Power Grass comes down. Starmie comes in hoping to find a Surf, and he does. Still does 32%, so it's either an offensive Coon or an offensive Star to do that much damage. Celebi comes in, hoping to come in on Thunderbolt. Is successful in that endeavor, only 10%, bounces right off. Celebi very healthy after the lefties. Charizard comes right back in, and it's going to be met with a Leech Seed, which is going to deter it from subbing up, but he could still go for Fire Blast here if he sees fit. Instead, he pulls back. Here's Lax, and Celebi pulled back as well, not wanting to chance the Fire Blast. Mence, we determined, is choice banded here, so Lyco has to be careful. Goes to Charizard here, hoping for Earthquake. That is not what he gets. That is HP flying, and Charizard goes down without doing much of anything. The only actual attack that he got off was against the... what was it now? Against the Coon, he got an HP Grass off. So now Sand is in play, courtesy of Lycomedes. I'm sure running Endeavor Pert. Asta also has a T-Tower as the final poke. Maybe it's just a Magneton, I'm not sure. But the Sand is going to help the Endeavor Pert for sure. Hidden Power Grass, devastating, but Surf is a one-hit KO from the Endeavor Pert that presumably has maximum attack. He's also going to eat his Salic Berry here, but Starmie should still be faster, and it is Last Poke Magneton here. Ice Beam, the choice. Magneton will resist that, but he's going to be on the bad end of a crit. Starmie, of course, faster than Mag here if he goes for the finishing blow. and he does, but a terrible time to miss. Lycomedes, who is already behind, is going to be further behind after missing the 80-20 hydro pump and getting his Starmie killed via a Thunderbolt. Not good for Lyco, who now finds himself trailing 3-6 in this opening game. And a critical hit for Asta. The BS keeps on coming. Not that Asta needed it. Like I said, he was already ahead without it, but it makes it that much more difficult for Lyco to come back. It looks almost impossible at this point, in fact. Here comes the CB Ments. There's really no good switch into an Earthquake here. Lyco decides that he has to let the Lax go. CB Ments might just clean it up here. Here comes Meta trying to eat a +1 Earthquake. If he does, it's going to do a whole heck of a lot. And he does survive, but very, very barely. Does get the Meteor off. Does not miss with that. Ments does go down, but this leaves Lyco in shambles here. Meta is low, and Purd is at, what, half? Yeah, 50% as the Coon comes in here. Outspeeds and knocks out via Surf. It is only Swampert remaining. That does not seem like it's going to be good enough to me. I cannot imagine what set he could have to come back in this game. Big Surf. And an Ice Beam going for the Desperation Freeze. But even had he caught it, way too little, way too late. One-sided beating this game, going the way of Asta. And Lycomedes here is going to have to step it up in a big way and rattle off 2 in a row if he wants to take down Zeus. Thumbs up if you enjoy the game. Game 2 coming up next.